Hi there and good afternoon. You may have seen recently in the media that there are many articles and many reports that we're approaching a housing bubble and crash. One thing I've noticed from all of these reports is that they don't seem to be supported or they're devoid of data or facts to support the position. I wanted to go through with you briefly some of the factual information from reliable sources so you can reach your own conclusions. I'm Todd Pearl from Pearl Properties powered by Keller Williams Beach Cities. And without further ado, I want to talk to you about why we are not headed for a housing bubble. So, the inventory nationally and locally in most places, including where my practice is located in Southern California. The months of inventory of homes for sale are still very, very low, almost historically low, while the amount of buyers that are still pursuing homes greatly outweighs the number of sellers. So, basic supply and demand. The supply is limited, demand is strong, and homes are selling quickly and for high prices. You'll see that even nationally, we still have less than 3 weeks of average days on market for a home to sell once it goes on the market. And in California, it's even less. One of the reasons that we're not headed for a housing bubble is because this is much different than the last crash. In the last crash, you may remember that the subprime loans, the dangerous loans, the negative amortization loans, those were all available, and 100% financing also was available for borrowers to purchase a home. So literally, you just needed a signature and a heartbeat in order to be able to qualify for a loan. The lending standards have remained strong and tough since that period of time, since that recovery. And as you can see from this chart, we are still not qualifying people that have less than a 620 FICO score, which means that they can actually qualify for a loan, which is good news. So there's fundamentals that are built into this market to prevent any sort of major crash or correction. You can see, though, that we have experienced a strong increase in interest rates since January. Back in January of 2021, the interest rate, the average mortgage rate was 2.73%, and that continued in the threes until December of 2021. Suddenly in January, it started going up just as we started hearing more about inflation and the Fed deciding that in order to stem inflation, they needed to start raising the federal funds rate. Sometimes that correlates to interest rates for mortgages. And in January, we started to see a major increase. Now, as of current average rates, we're at 5.27%. So it's almost a $1,200 difference in payment. We used in this example a $822,000 loan, which is the highest conforming loan in Los Angeles County, to make our comparison here. And currently, there's about a $1,200 a month difference, pretty sizable. And if the rates continue the way they're expected to go, in October, it could be over $1,300 difference. So what we're seeing is that the buyers paused in January, seeing the interest rates going up, and now it seems like they've, in a large group, have decided individually and collectively that it's time to buy a home and lock in the interest rate before it goes up any higher. Another reason why we would be avoiding a housing bubble is because since 1993, every time that the interest rates have gone up 1% or more, you would think that home prices would come down. There's usually an inverse relationship. Mortgage interest rates go up and home prices go down. But as you can see in every example where it's gone up over 1%, that home prices have actually continued to appreciate. And that's what we're seeing in our market too, again, related to the limited inventory. We look to reliable sources for projections of what home prices will do in the future. And for 2022, we're seeing that the major forecasters, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, CoreLogic, HPES, National Association of Realtors, Zelman, and Mortgage Bankers Association, all are projecting appreciation continuing through 2022. And if you average them all out, they're coming out at about 9%. And then additionally, they are also talking about the price performance through 2026. From January to January, as forecasted in quarter one of 2020, we're expecting 9%, as we saw in that last slide, on average increase in home prices. And you'll see that although not as strong, 2023 through 2026 is showing a deceleration of appreciation, but in no way is it showing that there will be depreciation or a correction or a bubble bursting. The final slide that I wanted to share with you today is showing the cumulative house appreciation by 2026. The optimists that were polled in the Home Buyer Expectation Survey. It's a survey of economists, real estate experts, mortgage bankers, etc. The optimists are seeing 46.5%, so almost 50% cumulative appreciation for the next 4 years, while the pessimists are still showing 10%. So if you take an average of all the panelists, it's almost 27%. But again, none of the experts are predicting that we're facing a housing bubble or a major crash or even depreciation. So if I can share any more information with, I would love to have an opportunity to talk to you. Please text me, email me, DM me, or even call me, and I'd be happy to discuss further. Hope you get something from this data. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks, and hope to talk to you soon. Take care.